The mission, the vision of the first things first, still the same, but the new goal is to help you put the right things in the right order to help you live out your God given purpose in the fire service. Hey, everybody, welcome back to season 2 of The First Things First, a show where we talk about setting our priorities in the right order to help you fall in love with the job again. But not only do we want to help you fall in love with the job, we also want to help you live out your God given purpose in the fire service. This is season 2. I am your host, Helton Pereira. I am a Christian believer and follower. I'm a husband, I'm a father, and I'm a fireman who still believes this is the best job in the world. And last season, we had some great conversations with some great men in the fire service. Some of them I am proud to call my friends and my brothers. And I'm really excited to bring some more of those guys into the show to have conversations, to talk to them, to learn about their experience in the fire service, how they came from humble beginning to not wanting to be a firefighter, or guys that weren't even thinking about the fire service as a career, to them sharing some of their hardships, some of the lessons they learned throughout their careers, and how they were able to, at the end, overcome and be successful. Because I believe we all go through these seasons. We all go through hard times. We all go through what I call stretch season, where they are hard seasons in life that whether it was something that happened in the fire service or something that happened outside, that God ultimately uses to teach us, to make us stronger, to make us more resilient. And ultimately, really, God uses those hard times and those lessons for his glory. A lot of times, this is what people call testimony, for us to be able to share those lessons and those testimonies with others so they can see ultimately God's grace, God's glory through what we live out. And so that's what season 2 is going to be all about. Season 1, we had about 18 episodes. It was a lot of learning. I am still learning on what this whole podcast thing is, messing with social media and interacting with people there. And I'm very, very thankful for some key people that have helped me out to start this thing, to grow this thing. First and foremost, I have to be thankful to my wife, Teresa, to my kids, that even as of right now, they're sitting upstairs in our living room, being as quiet as they can so I can record this. So I'm super thankful for them, for their support. They're always excited to know what's going on. And so I hope that you have a wife, a spouse that supports you in what you're doing, not only in the fire service, but outside of the fire service as well, because I know we all love our job. We love what we do, and we love to pour back into the fire service. So I'm thankful for that. And as I said, I'm thankful for a lot of guys that just poured into me. I cannot start naming them because I will forget. So if you're out there and you help me get this thing started, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. And so I hope that I now can be that to somebody else. There are people that have reached out to me trying to figure out how to start a podcast, what to do, what equipment. So if you're that person, don't hesitate, reach out, shoot me a message, shoot me an email, and I'll be glad to assist you in helping something like this. Because at one point, I didn't know how big the fire service was. I realized that the fire service is bigger than my fire department. All I knew was my rigs, my department, my people. And I realized that there's such a bigger department, such a bigger fire service out there where you get to connect with people, you get to learn different techniques, different things. And the internet has allowed me to do that, but also just getting out, going to conferences, getting out, going to different classes, reaching out to people. A majority of the guys that I've had on the podcast or people that I met online. So don't hesitate to reach out to people. If you see somebody that's doing something that you like or something that you want to learn, reach out to them. I can't tell you enough how it was edifying and how it built me up and how it's got me to a better place that I am today. So I can't tell you enough how important it is for you to reach out to people. And it just broadens your horizon, it broadens your perspective. I believe that sometimes we get stuck in a rut inside of our fire departments. And I am not talking bad about any of the men and women that I serve with. I'm not talking bad about my department. I'm saying we sometimes just get into this routine that is hard to get out of. And sometimes we just live in this state of normacy that we don't know how to find something fresh, to find something that sparks that love again. And definitely doing this, going to conferences, going to classes, reaching out and talking to different people from different departments is really has really sparked my love for the fire service all over again. So sometimes you just need to talk to people that are just into the job as you are, who are really excited about things that are going on in the fire service. And sometimes just being around the same people sometimes can kind of keep you still. So reach out, man, and reach out to me, reach out to people on the internet, find somebody who can spark that love for the fire service back on you. And so I want to say that the mission, the vision of the first things first, still the same. It's still to help you to become a better equipped to save lives, restore your family, and create a legacy for you. And the vision is to help you not only become a better firefighter, but become the firefighter that you are called to be by God. The only little difference is the goal. The goal is now not just to fall in love with the job, but the new goal for the first things first is to help you put the right things in the right order to help you live out your God given purpose in the fire service. Right now, I believe that my purpose in life is to serve God and serve people. And one of the way that I serve God and serve people is through the fire service. I really love and enjoy having conversations with people. I love sharing my thoughts and ideas that God put in my heart with you all through Facebook, through Instagram, and having conversations with people about where they are in their lives and where I am in my life. And not because I have any of this figured out, but just God has given me some things to put out to other people. So I think that it's important. Quite is one of the things that one of the gifts that God has given me is to pass on some of that knowledge, some of those life lessons. And as I said earlier, it is part of my testimony that I like to share with you all. So the show is still the same. I'm going to have people here to have conversations, share their stories, talk about faith, family, fitness, and firefighting. Because as I have said before, I believe that those are the building blocks for us to be successful in our lives, successful in our careers, and most importantly, be able to impact others with what we're doing, be able to impact others with what God has blessed us with. So the show's still going to be the same. The topics are still going to be the same, and I think that just doing that is going to make us obviously fall in love, stay in love with the job, and really help us live out our purpose in the fire service. I think that that is one thing that I have been learning, that I have been evolving as I continue to do this. And one of the stories that I thought about when I was planning this episode, I just recently was reading about the story of Peter. Peter was a fisherman. Peter had one of the stories that is in the Bible. Peter had been fishing all night, and him and his brother hadn't caught anything. So he comes to the shore, and Jesus comes to him and say, "Hey, why don't you go back out to the deepest part and cast your nets out again?" And as that happens, the nets fill up, the boats fill up with fish to the point that it's sinking. And Peter throws himself at the feet of Jesus and said, "Jesus, I'm not worthy." Jesus says to Peter, "Why don't you abandon your nets, abandon your fishing, and come fish? You're going to be a fisher of men." And so he's calling Peter out to a life of service. And I believe that that's what right now I am being called to being called to a life of service, of serving God, serving people. And what I want to say is you don't have to give up firefighting. You don't have to give up your career to go into full-time ministry. If that is something that God is calling you to do, that is awesome, but it doesn't have to be that. You can still serve God and serve people right where you are. I feel right now, as I have said before, firefighting is a calling, and I believe that my calling right now is to do the work of God in the fire service. And what I'm saying is I'm not going to be out here Bible thumping and preaching at people. I'm just going to simply live as I am and live as I should be, a godly man, a godly husband, a godly father. And as I've said before, it translates into so much of what we're supposed to be as a good fireman in the fire service. And you just live that out, and you can influence people at your firehouse. You can influence people at your fire department. And who knows, maybe God's calling you to influence people in the broader fire service. Perhaps start a podcast, perhaps start going to conferences, perhaps put a class together so you can teach at a conference. And I think that that's just something that God has put in my heart that we're going to be focusing on more on this second season and then moving forward is to just really help people to live out their purpose in the fire service. So this is going to be a quick solo episode, and I hope to do more of these because I had a lot of people having conversations, sharing their stories, sharing their testimony, and ultimately, I think people also want to hear a little bit more about the book. The First Things First. I haven't really talked a whole lot about things that I have written. I have not talked about a whole lot about my story yet, just little bits and pieces. I have been invited to a couple podcasts that have shared my story, so you can check them out. Faith in the Firehouse is the most recent one that I was at, and so go check out Dan Alice on Faith in the Firehouse. But ultimately, I want to talk about more about the stuff that's in this book, my stories, and things that went on about writing the book, why I wrote the book, and also just talk more about things that are happening in my life. So God has been super super awesome. I mean, He's blessed me so much over this last year and over the last couple of years with different things, and He has put some things in my heart that I'll be sharing with you guys throughout the year. And I'm going to be getting out, connecting with more people. You may have seen me do a couple of live Instagrams with Face in the Firehouse, Forged in Darkness. There are things in the work as well. I have somebody who asked me to do a Bible study with them, so be in the lookout for that. Somebody asked me to start a prayer group, so be in the lookout for that. Those are things that I hope that are going to be coming in the next year, and obviously more episodes. Last season I had 18 episodes, so I hope to have a more regimented and regular schedule now that I'm kind of starting to figure these things out. Just invite more people to have conversations with them. Perhaps this year I want to try to have some in-person interviews. I have some people that live here locally that I'm going to be able to do that with. But also, if you have a story that you want to share, if you have a testimony that you want to share, just reach out to me. Send me a message on Instagram, on Facebook. You can also email me, firstthingsfirstshow@gmail.com. Just reach out to me. I'd love to hear your story. I would love to share your story so other people can learn and grow from it. And I think it's important for us to share our testimonies. And so there are other things too that are going to be coming up. I have some personal fitness challenges for myself, both mental fitness, spiritual fitness, and physical fitness. As I already said, I want to make this a year of more prayer. Right now, as I am recording this, it's the beginning of 2026. Our church is doing 21 days of prayer where we meet together as a church every day and we pray. And so I want to be doing more of that. I want to be doing more Bible studies. I am involved in a couple of Bible studies through my church, but there's also stuff that I'm into planning to perhaps do some Bible studies online, maybe do some live Bible studies or Q&A type of things. And I also have some fitness challenges for myself. This year, I am turning the big 40, so I'm going to be 40 this year, here in a couple of months. So I have some physical fitness challenges for myself. Every year, I try to run a 6-minute mile for my birthday. So in March, that's coming up. So I got to start cutting my mile time down. And I'm going to be doing some 5Ks. Perhaps I'm going to try again to do a marathon at the end of the year. And also, I'm trying to do a half Ironman in June. So with that, I actually want to raise some funds for some organizations this year. So my goal is to be able to raise $5,000 for different organizations. Okay, and with that, I'm going to ask your help. I'm going to ask you to come alongside me as I suffer in pain with all my running, with my swimming, with all my biking. I'm going to ask you to come along because these races they cost money. So I'll shoot a link here. You are welcome to Venmo me or to reach out to me and find how you can financially support me on this and also financially support some of these organizations that I'm going to be talking about. One of them is Next Rung with that I want to raise funds for them, the Decon Project, and some other organizations that I have yet to finish our partnership with. So my goal again, $5,000 by the end of the year for different first responder organizations, and I'm going to be going out to some conferences. I'm going to be attending only, and some I'm going to be there showing up as the First Things First. So I got two in the beginning of the year. I'm going to be down at Bears of the Oath on February 9th, and I'm going to be in the Orlando Fire Conference at the end of February. I believe it's February 25th and 26th. I'm going to be attending the IFF Strive for Excellence Summit in Las Vegas this year. I'm going to try to make FDIC. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be able to make it there. I'm going to try to make the firemanship. I'm super excited. Firemanship is one of my favorite conferences. It's just an awesome atmosphere. I'll be up in Colorado at the Mile High Conference towards the end of the year. And so if you see me, if you're going to be on any of that, please shoot me a message, reach out. I'd love to come see you, to meet you and hang out with you. One of the most exciting things that I have to announce for this year is the First Things First conference. And that is a Christian firefighter conference where we're going to get to come together, play some worship music, pray, listen to some good speakers, and just be filled by the word of God to just set us on fire to, as I said earlier, live out our purpose through the fire service with what God has purposed us, each one of us. And so put it on your schedule, cross it out, take annual leave. It's September 25th and 26th of this year. So September 25th and 26th, 2026 is going to be the First Things First conference. Details are still working out, so I don't want to give too many of the details out. So I'm gonna keep the suspense going for you. I'm praying right now. As I said, 21 days of prayer are going on. I am praying hard for this thing to come together, to put a good lineup of speakers who are going to be a blessing for you. They're going to be a blessing for me. I'm already being blessed by this conference just in planning everything for you. So I'm really excited to invite you to Virginia. The exact location is still to be determined. So please stay tuned. Reach out to me to find out some more information if you want. I'm going to be putting information up as they come. So super excited to have some more guests coming up. I just had a podcast with Alice from Faith in the Firehouse this morning. I have some other podcasts lined up. I have a buddy of mine, Vander Henderson. I have another buddy of mine, Jamie. The schedule is lining up and people are going to be coming in, and I'm super excited to share their stories with you guys. So with that, season 2 of the First Things First is kicking off. Tune in. Don't forget that if you don't like or subscribe to this podcast, to the channel, give it a thumbs up, leave a review so other people can find out more of what's going on here at the First Things First. And don't forget to put the right things in the right order to not only help you fall in love with the job, but also help you live out your God-given purpose in the fire service. I love you all. God bless you. And 2026 is going to be an awesome year.